Imagine practicing guitar in complete darkness for hours on end, your fingers raw and bleeding, but you can't stop playing. This was Steve Vai's reality for years. His pursuit of guitar mastery pushed him to physical and mental extremes that few musicians have ever dared to reach. Behind the virtuosic solos and innovative techniques lay a darker story of obsession, depression, and a man at war with himself, the price of perfection. Steve Vai's guitar skills are legendary, but they came at a terrible price. Behind the scenes, Vai pushed himself to the brink of collapse. His punishing practice routine often stretched 10 to 15 hours a day, every day. While fans marveled at his seemingly effortless talent, the reality was far grimmer. Vai's grueling regimen went beyond normal dedication. He would practice complex passages for hours on end, repeating them until his hands cramped and his mind went numb. Even as his body screamed for rest, Vai pushed on, driven by an inner need for mastery. As Vai's body broke down, his mind began to follow. The constant pressure he put on himself started to chip away at his psyche. The need for perfection became all-consuming, leading to dark places that would haunt him for years to come. Vai's story serves as a stark reminder of the hidden costs of greatness. While his guitar skills dazzled audiences worldwide, few knew the pain and suffering that went into honing that craft. The image of the carefree rock star couldn't have been further from Vai's reality. As we examine Vai's journey, it becomes clear that his greatest battle wasn't with the guitar, but with himself. The physical toll was immense, but it was only the beginning of Vai's struggles. The damage ran much deeper, threatening to consume the very essence of who he was as both a musician and a person, a mind under pressure. Steve Vai's perfectionism permeated every corner of his life, setting impossibly high standards that became a crushing weight on his psyche. As his fame grew, so did his anxiety and depression. The guitar, once a source of joy, transformed into a wellspring of intense stress and self-doubt. In his own words, "I started it basically when I was coming out of this deep, dark depression and I was finding light." This period would shape his first solo album, Flex Able, turning personal struggles into creative fuel. Vai's compositions took on new depth as he channeled his pain into haunting melodies and intense guitar solos. His innovative and emotionally resonant work grew from the raw emotions of his mental health struggles. To cope, Vai developed unique techniques, including visualization, to strengthen the mind-hand connection. He would imagine playing the guitar in his mind, hearing the notes and seeing his fingers move. This method not only improved his playing, but provided a form of mental escape. Despite these coping mechanisms, Vai's journey was far from over. The darkness that had settled over his mind was about to deepen, pushing him to confront his demons in unexpected ways. The next chapter of Vai's story would test his resolve, forcing him to question everything he thought he knew about himself and his music. In Zappa's shadow. Imagine having to memorize 80 complex songs only to have them changed minutes before showtime. This was Steve Vai's reality in Frank Zappa's band, a grueling experience that pushed the young guitarist to his limits. At just 18, Vai joined Zappa's band, thrilled to work alongside his musical hero. But the dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Zappa's music was fiendishly complex, with sudden time signature changes and intricate harmonies that challenged even seasoned musicians. Vai found himself practicing relentlessly, struggling to keep up with Zappa's ever-changing arrangements. The pressure was crushing. Zappa's perfectionism knew no bounds, and he expected flawless performances from his band members. Every mistake was noticed, every imperfection called out. Vai's confidence crumbled under the constant scrutiny. He questioned his abilities, wondering if he truly belonged among such elite musicians. As the tour progressed, Vai teetered on the edge of burnout. The lack of sleep, relentless practice schedule, and constant anxiety took a heavy toll on his mental and physical health. The joy of music was replaced by a gnawing fear of failure. Yet, amidst the struggle, Vai was learning invaluable lessons. Zappa's uncompromising approach was shaping him into a more disciplined and versatile musician. The experience forced Vai to dig deep, uncovering reserves of strength and creativity he didn't know he possessed. Eventually, Vai reached a turning point. While he respected Zappa immensely, he realized he needed to forge his own path. The pressure to conform to someone else's vision was stifling his creative growth. With mixed emotions, Vai made the difficult decision to leave Zappa's band and embark on a solo career. Stepping away from the security and prestige of Zappa's orbit brought its own challenges. As Vai set out on his solo journey, he faced new pressures and obstacles that would test his resolve in unexpected ways. The road ahead was uncertain, but Vai was determined to find his own musical voice, no matter the cost, darkness and light. After leaving Zappa's band, Vai retreated into solitude. The constant pressure and scrutiny had left him emotionally drained and uncertain. Depression set in, clouding his thoughts and sapping his creativity. The bustling world of touring faded away, replaced by quiet days alone with his guitar. This was 1985, after finishing his tenure with Zappa's band. Vai recalls, "I had no obligations. I was totally left to my own, and I lived on a property with people I loved, and we just played music." This period of isolation, while challenging, would become the creative wellspring for what many consider his masterpiece, Passion and Warfare. Vai developed unusual coping mechanisms during this dark period. He began practicing in complete darkness, sometimes for hours. This ritual allowed him to focus solely on the music, shutting out all distractions and reconnecting with the pure joy of playing. Surprisingly, Vai's isolation fueled his creative process. Free from outside influences and pressures, he explored new musical ideas. Research supports this phenomenon. A study in the Journal of Creative Behavior found that artists often experience higher levels of creativity during periods of solitude. As Vai grappled with his inner turmoil, something remarkable began to take shape. His emotions, loneliness, self-doubt, and glimmers of hope found their way into his music. Over 5 years, from 1985 to 1990, Vai channeled these experiences into what would become his defining work. The result was Passion and Warfare, an album that would shock the guitar world. Released in 1990, it was acclaimed as the richest and best hard rock guitar virtuoso album of the 80s. The record showcased not only Vai's technical brilliance, but also the depth of his musical vision. The album's success marked a turning point in Vai's career. However, as he emerged from his self-imposed exile, he would face new challenges. The man who had struggled in isolation now had to navigate a world of heightened expectations and public scrutiny, the weight of fame. The applause was deafening, the accolades endless. Steve Vai had reached the pinnacle of guitar stardom, yet a nagging question echoed in his mind. If I've made it, why do I feel so empty inside? The answer would shake him to his core. After the release of Passion and Warfare, Vai's career skyrocketed. He found himself on magazine covers, winning awards, and being hailed as a virtuoso. The album's success catapulted him into a new realm of fame, one he had long dreamed of but was ill-prepared to handle. As the spotlight intensified, Vai struggled to reconcile his public image with his private doubts. The adoration of fans and critics alike fueled a growing sense of inadequacy. Vai later reflected, "When you're winning all the guitarist polls, it's almost impossible to not buy into it." But it's never sustained. Public opinions change, trends come and go. This internal conflict is not uncommon among successful musicians. Many artists grapple with feelings of unworthiness, a phenomenon known as imposter syndrome. Vai acknowledged this, stating, "Many artists can come to the realization that worldly success isn't it. It's not the thing that's going to bring a person a sense of deep satisfaction, peace, stillness, and joy." The psychological impact of sudden fame took its toll. Vai found himself caught between the expectations of his audience and his own creative instincts. He felt pressured to continually outdo himself, leading to increased anxiety. The confident, innovative guitarist the world saw on stage was increasingly at odds with the man struggling behind the scenes. As time passed, Vai came to a profound realization. He stated, "What I discovered was, everyone has some kind of uniquely creative ability, and if you can find that and throw yourself into it fully, the proper audience will come to you." This epiphany marked a turning point in Vai's career and personal life. However, recognizing the problem was only the first step. Vai now faced the daunting task of rebuilding his sense of self-worth and rediscovering his passion for music beyond the trappings of fame. The journey ahead would require him to confront the very demons that had driven him to success in the first place. The path to balance. Steve Vai's relentless pursuit of musical perfection had taken a heavy toll on his mental health. The guitar virtuoso now faced his greatest challenge yet, finding inner peace amidst the chaos in his own mind. Vai's journey would lead him down an unexpected path, forcing him to confront long-held beliefs about music and himself. Recognizing the emotional drain and spiritual emptiness caused by constant self-criticism, Vai began addressing his mental health issues. He grappled with feelings of guilt whenever he wasn't practicing, as if taking a break was a betrayal of his craft. His identity had become so intertwined with his guitar skills that stepping back felt like losing a part of himself. In search of balance, Vai turned to meditation and spiritual practices. He explored mindfulness techniques to quiet the persistent negative thoughts that had plagued him for years. This process was often frustrating and uncomfortable, but it became a cornerstone of his healing. Vai later reflected, "The thoughts in your head about yourself and the world are the only things that cause depression." As part of his transformation, Vai incorporated meditation into his daily routine. This practice helped him connect more deeply with his creativity and manage stress more effectively. The stillness of meditation offered a new perspective on his art and life, contrasting sharply with the frenetic energy of his earlier years. Vai's journey towards balance extended beyond his mental state. He focused on improving his physical health, adjusting his playing posture to alleviate strain. This holistic approach marked a significant shift from his earlier self-destructive habits. Gradually, Vai developed a more balanced approach to music and life. He began prioritizing emotional expression over technical perfection in his playing. "The most important connection you need to make is between your ears and your fingers," he noted, emphasizing the importance of feeling the music rather than just executing it flawlessly. While Vai made significant progress, his journey to inner peace remained ongoing. The scars of his past served as constant reminders of the battles he had fought. Yet he had found a way to coexist with his demons, channeling his experiences into his music in a healthier, more sustainable way. Vai's struggle with mental health and his path to recovery became an integral part of his musical evolution, shaping both his artistry and his approach to life. Echoes of the past. Steve Vai's journey to guitar virtuosity came with a hefty price tag that continues to affect him today. Despite his status as a respected musician admired by millions, the scars from years of intense pressure and perfectionism linger beneath the surface of his success. Vai's battle with anxiety and self-doubt serves as a stark reminder that fame doesn't shield one from mental health challenges. In recent interviews, he's opened up about the lasting impact of his earlier experiences. "The thoughts a person chooses to think have a corresponding emotional feeling in the body," Vai explains, highlighting the deep connection between mind and body he's come to understand. The physical toll of Vai's relentless pursuit of guitar mastery is evident in his ongoing health issues. He's undergone shoulder surgery and deals with trigger finger, conditions he attributes to years of intense practice and performance. Recalling those grueling days, Vai shares, "I had to use any spare time because I had to keep all the songs fresh under my fingers. So I wasn't sleeping, and I was in a state of stress." To manage these issues, Vai has made adjustments to his playing technique. He explains, "Instead of sitting with my shoulder way up, I put my left foot up more like a classical guitarist position where your left foot is up, so now the guitar is more like this and the shoulder is down." These changes have helped alleviate some of the physical discomfort that threatened to derail his career. In response to these ongoing issues, Vai has embraced mindfulness practices and meditation. He credits these techniques with helping him navigate the pressures that once threatened to overwhelm him. "The less you listen to, believe, and obey the little voice in your head, the freer you are," Vai reflects, offering a glimpse into his approach to mental well-being. Despite the progress he's made, Vai's journey is far from over. He continues to grapple with the long-term effects of his past experiences, proving that even guitar gods are human. Yet, through his ongoing efforts to maintain his mental health while pursuing his passion, Vai offers hope and inspiration to others facing similar struggles. As we look to the future, Steve Vai's story continues to unfold, each day bringing new challenges and triumphs in his quest for balance and artistic fulfillment. Steve Vai's journey reveals the complex reality behind musical genius. While his talent is undeniable, Vai's struggles with mental health underscore the need for balance in artistic pursuits. He acknowledges this, saying, "The quality of my life is my responsibility, and it's based on how I choose to see the world." Though Vai has made progress in managing his well-being, the effects of his intense past linger,